Hi, I'm Kim. Today I'm here with Gio from Coffee Feed.
What's going on? How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Thanks for joining me.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. So this is our first episode of Our Barista. Gio's not a barista, but he knows a lot of baristas.
Yeah.
So grateful for you to be here with us.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, so let's get into it. So tell us about Coffee Feed.
All right, so Coffee Feed is a Instagram account that I created back in 2017, mainly just because I love coffee and I love meeting people and visiting different coffee shops and whatnot. And it was a good opportunity for me to understand the layout of Portland, get to know more about specialty coffee, mainly just because I just moved here at that time from San Francisco. Well, actually 2015 was when I technically first moved here, but started Coffee Feed because I had an affinity for coffee. Didn't see an Instagram account that showed all of the coffee shops in Portland. So what that allowed me to do was create something that there was a need for. So someone like myself, just coffee lovers in the city wanted to know more about coffee. They had a place to where they could know everything about coffee shops, coffee culture, and everything that goes on in Portland.
Yeah, that's awesome. I do really love your Instagram because you highlight a lot of different coffee shops. I think a lot of the time in the social media world, marketing, you see a lot of the cute, aesthetically pleasing, well-known coffee shops here in Portland, but you hit all of the little ones.
Yeah, no, there's good coffee everywhere, and I think with Portland, what's unique about the city is that the sheer volume of high-quality coffee shops in a small setting. Like, this is like in New York or in LA, there's a high number of coffee shops out there, but they're spread all over the place, right?
Yeah.
In Portland, in like a 7-mile radius, like you can see dozens and dozens of different coffee shops, and they may not look as beautiful as this kind of coffee shop, but they may take over and renovate a newspaper stand. They may be in like a little hole in the wall. It may be a coffee cart, but still fire.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. So what's the most exciting thing you've seen this year with the coffee world?
I think the most exciting was probably just the resurgence of specialty coffee, reopening, opening up new shops. And I know that a lot of businesses during COVID took a hit, right?
Right.
Like, everyone took a hit during COVID, but especially if you're a small business owner, it's tough. So 2020 and 2021, you saw that dip in sentiment and just the overall morale of people. However, people still wanted to drink coffee. People still wanted to know where to go. People still wanted to have that camaraderie when they were sitting in these coffee shops. So seeing the same coffee shops that we come to know and love, but also new coffee shops come into the scene, those same coffee shops opening up multiple locations, that's probably the most exciting thing, mainly just because we're getting back to do the things that we love. We're bringing our laptops to coffee shops. We're safely doing that. We're safely meeting our friends, having coffee, and it's dope.
Yeah. So I know you've been doing this, what you said, since 2017? Is that what you mentioned earlier? Okay. What's one big change you've seen in the coffee world here in Portland?
That's a great question. So what's changed in coffee since 2017 would, I'd say, like the overall way that coffee is consumed and perceived, these are my point of view. Seeing it on social media now is way more prevalent than what it was 5 years ago. Specifically after COVID, people want to visit the small businesses, people want to visit the new coffee shop, people want to visit the aesthetically pleasing coffee shops. It becomes a part of something that, part of their routine or part of their day that may not have been there before in the past. And for better or for worse, like, people are consuming coffee, whether it's just because they like the look of it. It's kind of like how like smoking was like back in like, you know, the 80s and the 90s, like, oh, like it looks cool, like, you know what I mean? But like, obviously this is a much more healthy
hobby than smoking.
Much more healthy, you know what I mean? But like, there are a lot of people who like consume coffee because they love the way it tastes. They love everything about it. Like
They like romanticize drinking coffee.
exactly,
That's what
like
people say.
exactly.
Yeah.
So like it's like romanticized, right?
Yeah.
Or it's like again, it's part of a look.
Yeah.
So
You picked this coffee shop.
I did.
Why'd you pick this coffee shop?
So the reason why I picked this is because it's one of my favorite shops to visit that's off the beaten path to where I typically go. I tend to be more so northwest located and centrally located in the city. This is way out on the east side. The vibes are pretty cool too. So it has like this Greece type of vibe where it's like the plants and the white walls and whatnot. It's a good place to hang out if you need to bang out some work on your laptop or just kind of just sit and relax, get a cup of coffee. And the drinks are really good. The mission behind their shop is pretty dope. So it's good to support.
Yeah, I do love this coffee shop. So this is my old stomping grounds. I used to live 3 blocks down, so I used to frequent her a lot. And before, it used to be a different coffee shop. So
Yeah.
I think they opened during the pandemic.
They did open during the
Yeah.
pandemic. They've been open for a little while, and kind of seeing this place grow is pretty cool.
What's something that you're hoping to see change in the coffee world?
More minority ownership. There are some things that are true about stereotypes that you may see about coffee shops, and that's the people who the vision of who we have that go to those coffee shops, although like they may tend to be more, specifically in Portland, skewed towards like, I envision like coffee shops in Portland are like predominantly like white owned or things of that nature. That's true.
It is. It's the reality of it.
It is reality. So at some point, something I would love to see is ownership being dispersed across multiple cultures, giving us a real true idea of what coffee tastes like around the world.
Do you think there's been like a boom of that in the last couple years?
Yes.
Because I feel like it has since I've opened.
100%. Yeah, there's definitely been a boom with that for sure. I mean, like, again, like kind of goes back to the information that we have and the opportunities that we now have. I mean, resources are always going to be difficult to come by, but as far as like knowledge and I'm not an expert on how to start a coffee shop. You are, but
Kind of.
I'm not.
Yeah.
And I think that like there's opportunities there, and at least it feels like it's there more than ever, just because the information that we have and the opportunities that are in this city. I think it's a matter of just like the resources that allows it for it to happen. I would love to own a coffee shop one day, for sure, 100%. How that looks, I don't know. Like whether it's like me just providing like being like a silent partner in the back where I'm just like kind of just peeking and looking and be like, oh, this looks good.
You have to be behind the bar.
That's my problem. Like
So everyone can order iced drinks.
no, that's
Is it hot coffee only?
yeah, hot coffee. Like I
Yeah.
definitely had the idea of making or opening a coffee shop where we just serve hot coffee. I floated that idea around already. It gets shot down a lot, so I don't know how far we're gonna go. Why not?
I'm gonna tell you, iced drinks are a big chunk of sales.
That's true. I need to be. I'm a little narrow-minded in that sense.
Yes.
But like, if I opened a coffee shop, I would definitely have iced drinks there. Whatever.
You wouldn't push it.
I just would be like, yeah, we got it in the back, whatever. It's like In-N-Out with their secret menu. Like it'd be the same thing with just my coffee shop.
I don't think. Okay. Ice is not a secret, but okay. Yeah. So honestly, though, I think you wrote an article about this, but I really want to like get to know like why do you hate ice drinks so much? Not hate. I guess that's a strong word, but dislike.
So when I first, I don't hate ice drinks. I just think they're kind of a waste of time. But when I first started drinking coffee, I exclusively drank iced drinks.
Okay.
So I was on that train. I was drinking iced coffee.
What made that change your mind?
I think it's because I'll give you like this philosophical answer.
Okay.
But then I'll give you like a dumb answer too.
Okay.
From a very thoughtful point of view, drinking coffee is like an experience, right? Like it kind of goes back to like what people drink it for. Everyone has their own reasons. A lot of people just kind of needed to start their day or kickstart their day. I believe there's an experience with it where someone's making you a drink, like you take the time, you drink your coffee, and it all tastes good. You're really taking it in, like smelling it and all that stuff, right? Plus, it lasts longer.
Okay.
But when it comes to iced drinks, like you're like on a time limit. You know what I mean? Like
I think it's different.
when your hot drink cools down, it cools down to like lukewarm. You know what I mean? Like if you take really, really long, then it gets cold. When your iced drink starts to melt, like it changes the entire way that your drink tastes.
Okay.
Because you're basically drinking coffee flavored LaCroix at that point. Like you're drinking like coffee flavored water.
Yeah.
I know that's like sounds like it's idiotic in a sense because
No, it's not.
but
That's your opinion.
but I just think I wrote this article and it was an opinion piece, and I got a lot of people asking questions about it. They're like, well, what about cold brew? And what about, so on and so forth. And that's fine. But with iced coffee, you are forced, not forced, but like you need to drink it quick. And you need to, your experience with the drink is just expedited. And also like, when you drink it so fast, like, are you really getting, you're tasting the coffee, but like, it just happens so quick.
Yeah.
If you're thirsty or dehydrated, sheesh, like that drink is flying out of your hand.
Yeah. This conversation now that we're having is really funny because what you mentioned about why you like drinking hot coffee is exactly how Vietnamese people like to drink their coffee. The thin drip takes 10 minutes to make. You're just sitting, and it's very concentrated, right? So you kind of like want to drink it slowly.
Yeah.
But they drink it over ice to dilute it because it's so strong.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's funny that you...
It is.
Yeah.
When I grew up, so I started drinking coffee when I was a kid. I'm half Sicilian, so my dad was like, he tasked me with making coffee in the mocha pot. And, I'm taking shots of espresso as a kid. It's,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to class wired up.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's how I started drinking it. Then I started going to Starbucks, like everyone does. And
I think everyone had the same journey. Like you start with frappuccinos, and you kind of move to like that pumpkin spice latte, and then you
I was indoctrinated because of the mocha frappuccino, so 100%.
Yep.
Like Starbucks knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like they are getting to you early. They're like, oh.
Those
like,
half-off days, remember?
half-off days.
Yeah.
When they rolled out the rewards, and I wanted to become a gold card member, like all that stuff.
Oh my God, when you posted your gold card that one day, I was like, man, I probably have mine somewhere at my mom's house.
Yeah, I cleaned out my car, and I was like, where is this at? Like, I was looking for this for so long. Yeah, 2014, hit gold status. So it's, I take pride in that more than me making Madonna status in Delta. You know what I mean?
My gosh.
It's a joke. But, so mocha frappuccino, drinking iced coffee. Then I went to more of a coffee frappuccino. Then I went really in and started drinking white mochas. So after I was drinking white mochas, it was a wrap. I had to kind of pivot at some point.
Yeah. So that's similar in my coffee journey. Do you still go to Starbucks?
Their peppermint mocha and their peppermint hot chocolate is still one of my favorite, like to this day.
I love their holiday drinks.
The holiday drinks,
Yeah. Or seasonal, like their fall drinks and their holiday drinks are my favorite.
Fall drinks are cool. They're
The pumpkin cream cold brew is my favorite thing.
people swear by that drink. People love it.
Yes.
Like,
I had to create it myself. And now I know how to make it at my own shop. I don't have to go to Starbucks anymore.
That's what's up.
But their chestnut praline.
It's a really good one. People love that one.
Yeah.
When anytime I say anything about iced coffee, there's always someone from like the rafters coming off the top rope. Oh, what about pumpkin cold brew with the cold foam? Like,
You're like, it's all right.
all right, man.
Yeah,
Like,
it's all right.
yeah, people are firm on their coffee drinks, and that's cool. People have their routines, so.
So, 2022 is coming to an end. Anything exciting that we can look forward from you in 2023?
Definitely one of my goals for. I'm one of those people that like writes down the goals for like 2023.
That's good.
I wanted to do at least 5 different collaborations with 5 different groups or people. So kind of like what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Just so I can kind of get out of my lane that I've been in and just like take pictures of coffee shops and having iced coffee hot takes. I think one of the biggest things that I can do, or what I'm looking to do, is just really bridging the gap between coffee culture and everything in between. And just meeting people halfway when it comes to how coffee is not necessarily infiltrated, but how it's integrated into everyday life. So I have, I'm working with a designer on a coffee feed inspired Air Force One, which is pretty dope.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow, I want it.
So that'll be pretty dope. It's only gonna be a one of one, but
Oh, okay.
I know. If it was like an actual shoe release, that'd be unbelievable. But
Yeah.
maybe one day.
Maybe if the coffee community kind of
starts rallying behind it,
yeah,
you'll see.
Yeah.
I'm also pitching a couple of companies on just different articles to write. So we'll see how that lands. You may see my work in some other places, but yeah, I mean, it just really kind of is similar stuff to what I'm doing now, but seeing how I can marry multiple things that I'm doing through coffee.
That's awesome. It's your top 5 coffee shops in Portland.
Top 5. All right. Golly. Can you do like 6?
6, okay, 6.
All right. Barista is one of my favorites just because I live 2 blocks away from there.
Yes.
And I'm there all the time.
You are.
All the time. Deadstock, fan. Electrica, new shop.
Okay.
Because it's a schoolhouse and I love exposed brick in coffee shops. So
Yeah.
Portland Cà Phé for.
Thanks.
And also you have very good drinks.
Thank you. That's 4.
That's 4. Good coffee.
Good coffee's great, yeah.
And Futura.
6.
We're here.
Perfect.
So yeah, that was hard.
Well, thank you for coming out and having coffee with me today. I do really appreciate everything you do for the coffee scene.
Appreciate y'all. Yeah.
That article you wrote for me got me a lot of love and customers.
Love to see it. Appreciate
and
it.
I appreciate it. I don't know if you understand how much of an impact you have on small coffee shops like mine, and just keep doing what you're doing. I really appreciate it.
Nah, I appreciate it. It takes a lot of effort to open up a coffee shop. So me having a platform to uplift the smaller businesses and coffee shops that are doing really, really well and authentically providing coffee the way that they want to.
Yeah.
I'm just appreciate the opportunity just to write 700 words about what you guys are up to. So.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
Yeah. Anybody you want to shout out or talk about anything?
No, just give me a follow at Coffee Feed on Instagram, _Coffee Feed on Instagram, Coffee Feed on TikTok. Keep following and you'll see more coffee shops in the area.
Thanks.
Bye.